Focus on the feeling. Hey, it's Heather Chauvin, wife, mother of 3 boys, former social worker, breadwinner, recovering hustler, and stage 4 cancer survivor. I'm not a fan of that term, by the way. Beyond all of these titles and labels, I'm a human being, just like you, attempting to navigate it all while feeling good. My goal on this podcast is to show you that you can live an energized, sustainable life both at home and in your work. It doesn't matter if you stay at home full-time, if you work from home, you're a CEO, a successful business owner, or trying to find some inspiration. On this show, I attempt to keep it real with stories, interviews, and random thoughts. This is not a business or career podcast, and it's not a parenting podcast. It's both and so much more. You will laugh. You may even cry, and you may even get a little frustrated with the truth you've been hiding from yourself. I believe all human behavior is a language, whether it's through your child's behavior, your health, or a relationship. And when we learn to listen instead of react, we begin to understand what it truly means to feel alive and in control. It's time to put your big girl pants on and find your brave. Let's go. Okay, I'm back, and we are on day 3 of the Energetic Money Management Challenge. And essentially what I'm asking you to do is challenge your money mindset. So too often we want the how. How do I get out of debt? How do I make more money? How do I attract clients? How do I whatever? But we don't realize that what happens before you can even do that is you have to work on the mindset. Because if you're not working on the mindset and the beliefs and the stories that you have around money, you realize it doesn't matter how much more you actually do attract or the debt reduction, you're still going to be left with the same feeling. So I've experienced this in my own life throughout my entire journey. And as you're going to see in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be talking about these things and doing challenges in different areas of your life to show you how it's all connected. How we do one thing is how we do everything. So money is the exact same thing. If you have a lack mindset with money, it doesn't matter if you make $10 or $1 million, you're still going to feel the same way. So in this money management challenge that I'm asking you to do, step 1, we talked about emotional guidance scale. Where are you on the actual emotional guidance scale? And for those of you who joined the challenge via text message, it's a US-based phone number. All you have to do, I'm going to pull up the number for you. All you have to do is text the word money, MONEY, to 313-710-5199. So that's 313-710-5199. So text the word money, and you will get daily text messages from me regarding the money challenge. So we're on day 3 right now. So day 1, you got the text of the emotional guidance scale. So you saw from 1 to 22, where you need to be in the manifestation cycle and how you need to change your emotional state in order to manifest what you desire. So I asked everybody, and they were texting me back, where are you with money? And they would say, oh my gosh. Well, some were like, I'm between a 1 and 6, which is joy and freedom and all of that. And then some would say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it. I'm always at the bottom in a state of fear or lack with money. And, feeling guilty all the time. I hear this all the time, guilt and fear, right? So I just hear those two things, or overwhelm. And that's on the lower end of the emotional guidance scale. So if you don't know how to energetically get out of a state of overwhelm or get out of a state of fear or guilt, you're chronically going to have this low vibration, and then you're not going to be able to attract more or get out of debt. So yes, you can go up and down on the emotional guidance scale, but when I talk about energetic money management, and you also hear me talk about energetic time management, it's about managing that emotional energy on the scale so that as much as possible, you can get towards the top of the scale. Now, there is no perfection here. I know you can wake up and go, oh my gosh, I have a lot of anxiety on my chest. You're not a failure. There's no black or white here. The whole point is, you're 1 degree better every single day. So we are human having this experience, or whatever they say, spirit, we are souls having this human experience. You have to realize that you are human, and feeling your emotions is normal. Where I get tripped up on is when people normalize fear, anxiety, overwhelm, and guilt. Like, I feel like that is a cultural no. We should not be doing that as a culture, because we are normalizing guilt and fear and keeping people in this lack state. So I am here to tell you, you do not need to live that way if you choose not to live that way. And today is day 3, and I'm going to tell you how to raise that vibe and energetically feel better about money. So that was day 1. Day 2, we talked about stories. We all have money stories, right? We love money stories. We love to tell ourselves it's hard to make. We love to tell ourselves it's hard to keep. We love to tell ourselves we can't. Or your money stories, you may have worked on these money stories and you're like, more please, this is easy. Whatever your stories are, those are your stories to keep. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Every time you go to a new financial level, you are going to have new stories come up, and sometimes they're a variation of your old stories. So for me, guilt loves to wrap itself around me. And for a really, really long time, I felt guilty for doing the work and feeling successful. And when you feel guilty, you're going to purposely dim your light to keep other people comfortable, and it just keeps you stuck. So I consciously have to do this work, and I also consciously invest in myself. Yes, I invest money and time and energy in myself, mentally, physically, emotionally. I surround myself in communities of people who have a really healthy money mindset. I also invest in a lot, I'm chronically reinvesting in myself. And because I do this, I see the positive effect that it has on my children. I see the positive effect it has on my mother who lives with me, who has her own money mindset. I see the positive effect it has on my husband, because I am changing the energy of our home, and that is affecting everybody else, right? We all know what it's like in a house when someone is having a tornado day or they're in a bad mood. We're all affected by it. So if we start shifting our mindset that if we feel better, everyone else is going to benefit from that. So sometimes I feel like I'm, smacking my face against a wall when women tell me it's selfish to invest in myself, or I feel selfish when I do anything for myself, or I feel guilty. Here's the thing. It's not about getting rid of the guilt. It's not about getting rid of the fear. It's about choosing to feel a different way. So let's talk about day 3. Day 3 is focus on the feeling. So I want you to focus on how you want to feel. So if you got the text message today, you can text me money all day long, and depending on the time of day when you send it. But if you send it, towards the end of the day, you're going to get tomorrow's. But if you send it to me, by dinner time, you will get today's. So text the word 313-710-5199. So text the word money, and you will be entered into the Energetic Money Management Challenge. But today, what I sent out was a little challenge to give yourself. And this is all about focus on the feeling. So if you want to make more money, okay, if you want to get out of debt, if you want to jump to the next financial state of abundance, if you have an impact goal, if you have a purpose goal. So I'm a very purpose-driven person, and I want to make more, become more, do more to make an impact in other people's lives. So when people say to me, money is greed, money is this, money is selfish, I do not resonate with that at all, because I tie my income into helping other people. Whether that is legit just reinvesting in my children's education, supporting my mother with her growth, supporting my local community, being able to give back to you more, reinvesting in my business so that I can give more to you, but also, make a bigger impact, being able to invest in writing a book so that I can get out there. Understand that if that's the story you're telling yourself, that's the feeling you are focused on. So when I focus on impact, so making more money to me, and I focus on the feeling, like how would I feel if I was able to, write a check for that organization or whatever your goal is, right? You might not be purpose impact driven like me. So what would that feel like? Oh, I'd feel like I'm making an impact. It would feel very purpose driven. I would feel calm. I'd feel peaceful. I would feel like, not content, but like excited. It would make me happy. So I'm going to ask myself a few of these questions, right? If you are in debt, what would it feel like to get out of debt? Now, if you are like, oh my gosh, I'd feel light. Great, awesome. So let's just use the word light, for example. If you want to feel light in your life because you're focused on the feeling, and again, if you text the phone number, I am going to actually send you the challenge on how to do this. So you're focused on light. Now you're going to make a list of things that allow you to feel light. To feel light. So a lot of times what people don't realize is the lightness that they are craving is actually an emotional lightness. So we want to release emotional baggage so that we can feel lighter emotionally. But maybe you want to feel lighter physically. So that was a choice that I have consciously made in since COVID. I was like, I'm done with my shit. I'm not living in alignment in my physical body because I need to release weight. And I had some mindset shit around that because I was telling myself, if I release weight, I'm buying into diet culture. And I was like, no, Heather, your physical body is craving you to release weight. So I'm like, okay, why do I want this, right? I want the feeling. What do I want? I want light. I want to feel lighter. Great. When I release weight, I feel lighter physically, but also emotionally. And I'm also doing it in alignment with my values, which is in a healthy, sustainable way, not some crash course bullshit diet. Lightness, sustainability, health, vitality, okay? I ask people, what about your physical environment? If you want to, and I'm using debt reduction as the goal, okay? Lightness, awesome. What in your physical environment needs to feel light? So, ladies, what I'm telling you is there's an action item here. If you want to feel light in your life, you don't just focus on debt reduction, kill it. Don't buy a coffee ever again. Don't buy yourself anything, have bushy eyebrows, have a mustache growing. Like, you won't invest anything in yourself and you're just like, debt reduction. That is actually a very lack mindset. And I see it all the time. And we've been taught this too, but you're not actually living, so you don't feel alive, and you're actually digging yourself deeper mentally in this hole because every fucking penny that you have, you're putting on this debt, and then there's parts of your life that are being neglected, right? And then you're binging, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, now I need to go binge and spend all this money because I feel so restrictive. So today is all about focusing on the goal. Focus on the feeling. So for the sake of this challenge, what are your money goals? Is it to eliminate debt? Is it to save more? Is it to invest more? Is it to whatever? And even if you don't know the goal, even if you're like, I just want to feel neutral about money. I just don't want to stress about it anymore. You don't have to have the concrete goal, okay? Now you're the feeling. Why? Why do you want that? I want to feel abundant. I want to impact. Whatever. Okay, pick one word. Now, I want you to list 3 to 5 things that allow you to feel that feeling. So abundant. When do you feel abundant? When do you feel free? I feel free when I have nothing on my calendar. I feel free when I'm like terrified to jump into the cold pool. I feel free when, I just do something that I'm really scared of doing after I feel so free. I feel free not wearing a bra. I feel free, I want you to just brainstorm ideas. And then I want you to start putting those things on your to-do list, okay? This is the energetic management portion. And you still need a plan and you still need strategy. So you still need to get help. And I'm going to be talking about that in a few days. You still need to get help for debt reduction strategies if that's your goal. You need physical help. You need to go ask a professional. Stop pretending you can do this yourself. Stop allowing guilt and fear and shame to run the show. If you have a fucking goal, take ownership for your goddamn goal and go for it. Okay? Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Because a lot of you are going to sign up for this free fucking challenge and you're not even going to look at it. And the reason why you're not going to look at it is because you actually don't want change. Because the story you're telling yourself is serving you. Your guilt, your overwhelm, your shame, your debt is serving you. There's a reason why you are choosing not to let it go. Okay? I know I just punched you in the face. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Hopefully that's what you needed. Now, you're putting all of these good feelings on your calendar. You're stepping into the energy that you want to embody. Here's the last thing I'm going to say today. You're going to sit with a guilt and you're going to do something that is going to give you the feeling that you desire. You're going to sit with the fear. You're going to sit with the guilt. You're going to sit with the shitty feelings, the scary feelings that come up. And you're still going to take that action that is in alignment with how you want to feel. Last tip I'm going to give you. You may not feel that feeling right away because this is called a practice. It is not a one and done. You need to be committed to the long haul. It's not one and done. Okay? All right. Focus on the feeling. And I want to hear from you. So if you've already signed up, text me. If you haven't signed up yet, I want you to text the word money to 313-710-5199 or just text me. I don't care if you do not text the word money, you will not be signed up for the energetic challenge. But I want to know, what was your takeaway from today's podcast? Just text me 313-710-5199. I'm a real human. I will see your response. I try to respond to as many as possible. Ladies, I'm all about engagement and I'm all about helping you change your life. But I can only be a guide. I can't be the doer. That is your responsibility. So let's make shit happen. Let's get in control.